Hey everyone, welcome back to FT News. I'm Myra. Filing for Love has officially ended, and the finale gave viewers exactly the kind of emotional, satisfying, and romantic conclusion most fans were hoping for. But even though the drama wrapped up with a happy ending for Ju-in-ae and no Ki-Jun, the final episode still left viewers discussing several unanswered questions, hidden meanings, rushed storylines, and possible Season 2 theories. And honestly, this finale had way more emotional depth than people expected going in. The final episode focused on two major storylines happening at the same time. First, the desperate race to stop the sale of Haema Group. And second, the emotional future of In-ae and Ki-Jun's relationship. Both storylines ended up connecting perfectly by the finale because the entire show was really about people learning how to stop running away from fear, regret, and emotional vulnerability. The episode begins with complete chaos inside Haema Group. Sung-yeol is extremely close to successfully selling the company, and almost everyone believes there is no realistic way to stop him anymore. At this point, even Jae-yeol seems emotionally exhausted and ready to walk away from everything. But Ki-Jun refuses to give up. One of the smartest scenes in the finale happens when Ki-Jun meets Jae-yeol privately and uses Jae-yeol's own words against him. Earlier in the series, Jae-yeol once said that people regret the things they never did more than the mistakes they actually made. Ki-Jun repeats those words back to him, basically forcing Jae-yeol to confront the fact that if he walks away now, he will regret abandoning Haema Group and his father forever. And this becomes one of the biggest turning points of the entire finale. For the first time, Jae-yeol fully decides to fight instead of emotionally distancing himself from everything. Then the real corporate battle begins. In-ae, Ki-Jun, Jae-yeol, and Audit Team 3 desperately try to gather enough directors and shareholders to stop Sung-yeol before the final sale agreement becomes official. The tension in these scenes honestly felt almost like a thriller instead of a normal romantic drama, because the clock is literally counting down hour by hour. And just when things seem impossible, the show delivers another emotional twist involving Jae-yeol's father. One of the directors suddenly switches sides, meaning the team no longer has enough votes to stop the sale. At that moment, In-ae remembers something incredibly important. Chairman John Mute is still technically a registered director with voting rights. So Jae-yeol rushes to confront his father in one of the most emotional scenes of the episode. This conversation is really important because it completes Jae-yeol's entire character arc. Throughout the series, Jae-yeol constantly lived under the shadow of his father and the toxic culture surrounding Haema Group. He spent most of the drama emotionally conflicted between resentment, guilt, and responsibility. But here, for the first time, he speaks honestly. He begs his father not to let the company collapse and admits he does not want to spend the rest of his life carrying regret. And surprisingly, it works. His father is finally moved by his sincerity and signs the documents needed to stop Sung-yeol's plan. That decision completely changes everything. Sung-yeol is then interrupted during the sale process and learns he no longer has the legal authority to finalize the deal because he has officially been removed from power. And honestly, this is where some viewers felt the finale became rushed. Because after being built up as the major villain for so long, Sung-yeol is defeated surprisingly quickly. The show never fully explains what legal consequences happened to him afterward, and viewers also never really see how the corrupt executives supporting him were punished either. That missing payoff is one of the biggest criticisms fans currently have about the finale online. But emotionally, the story shifts beautifully afterward. The company survives, Haema Group stabilizes, and there is a time jump showing the company functioning much more peacefully under better leadership. Ki-Jun also completes one of the best growth arcs in the series. At the beginning of Filing for Love, He hated being part of Audit Team 3 and saw the department as punishment. But by the ending, he becomes one of the company's most reliable leaders and even starts mentoring younger employees himself. Meanwhile, Ine continues leading the audit office while becoming even more emotionally open compared to the cold and guarded version of herself from earlier episodes. But the most important storyline in the finale is obviously the romance. And this is where the drama becomes much deeper than a typical rom-com ending. A lot of fans originally expected the show to end with a traditional marriage proposal or wedding scene. Instead, the writers did something far more realistic. Ki-Jun assumes marriage is naturally the next step in their relationship, but Ine completely shocks him by admitting she does not actually want to get married right now. This creates one of the biggest emotional conflicts of the finale. At first, Ki-Jun feels hurt and confused because he thinks maybe she does not fully trust him or love him enough. But Ine finally explains the real reason behind her fear. Her childhood and family history emotionally damaged her view of marriage itself. The relationships she witnessed growing up made her afraid of the institution of marriage, even though she genuinely loves Ki-Jun deeply. And honestly, this part of the finale felt incredibly mature compared to most romance dramas. Instead of forcing Ine to suddenly change her personality just to create a fairy tale wedding ending, the writers allowed her fears and emotional scars to remain realistic. She tells Ki-Jun that she still wants to spend her life with him. She still wants him beside her during happy moments and painful moments. She just does not want to rush into marriage before emotionally healing completely. And Ki-Jun's response is what truly proves how much he matured too. Instead of pressuring her or becoming angry, he respects her feelings and agrees to move at her pace. That decision becomes the true happy ending of the drama. Not a wedding, not a grand proposal, but two people finally understanding each other emotionally. The final scenes then show them balancing both work and love naturally together while continuing their relationship as partners in every sense. And honestly, the ending became even sweeter because it focused on ordinary happiness instead of dramatic fantasy romance. Now, of course, the biggest question fans have after the finale is whether Filing for Love could get a season 2. Right now, the honest answer is probably no. The main storyline ended very cleanly. The company was saved. The villain lost power. Jae-yeol found peace and moved on from his past. Ine and Ki-Jun found emotional balance together. There are no massive cliffhangers left unresolved. However, fans are still discussing a few possible sequel setups. One major theory involves Jae-yeol and Park Ae-jong. The finale heavily hints at a possible new relationship forming between them after he offers her a new job opportunity. Some viewers think the writers intentionally left that storyline slightly open in case they ever wanted a spin-off or sequel focusing on them. Another theory involves Sung-yeol. Because the finale never clearly shows his full downfall, some fans think the writers intentionally avoided fully closing his storyline in case future corporate conflicts are explored later. And then there is the biggest theory of all. Some viewers think Season 2 could focus more heavily on marriage, cohabitation, and adult relationship struggles between Ine and Ki-Jun now that the honeymoon phase of their romance is over. Because Filing for Love always focused more on realistic emotional conflicts instead of fantasy romance, fans believe a second season could explore how the couple handles long-term commitment, careers, trauma, and family expectations. Still, based on the way the finale was written, Filing for Love definitely feels more like a complete story than a setup for another season. And honestly, that may actually be the best thing about the ending. The show knew exactly where to stop. Instead of dragging the romance endlessly or creating unnecessary tragedy, It allowed the characters to finally reach emotional peace and simply continue living their lives together. And for a workplace romance drama, that ending actually felt surprisingly refreshing. Thank you for watching this video. Sending you lots of love, and I'll see you in the next one.